Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Mr.BuyTheDip back here with another video. Today, I am going to be talking about how to be a better investor, a better Cash App investor, or any platform, really. I'm just going to touch on a couple things and how you could be a better investor in 2024, or how to be just a better investor and improve certain things overall, okay? So, I have a whole bunch of notes here that I could go over. I could relate back to Cash App, and I could just touch bases on. But if you do few of these things and you keep up with a few of these things, I can guarantee you will see improvements in your investing skills, and you will see certain gains when you invest. All right. So, number one thing I have here is position checking. Every day, 10 to 15 minutes, analyze or take notes on your investments. Now, this doesn't have to be crazy notes, okay? Because there are going to be bad days and there are going to be good days. So you have to sit there, look at some of your stocks, and just be like, okay, currently, this is my position with GameStop. This is my position with Fuel Cell, and how are you feeling about it? You have to look at certain days, and every day is not going to be a good day, right? Just analyze it, look at it, give yourself some feedback, and that's pretty much it. 10 to 15 minutes, not even that, 5 to 10 minutes a day, just make sure you're still around the full process of just being up to date with your stock. Okay, look at other people's perspectives on the stock you have invested in. Now, my perspective on Nvidia is way different than somebody else's perspective, right? And their perspective is probably way different from mine. Now, I'm not saying you change your perspective to match what they're saying or do what they're saying, to be exact, but it's very important to just look at what other people think about certain things, because that can open up a lot of ideas in your mind. Okay, so just look up GameStop stock news today, or look up Nvidia on YouTube and see what people are saying about it. All right, you have to have an idea. You have to have a small type of visualization of the stock, of what other people are saying, so that way you can make a few adjustments if you need to. Right now, the third thing I have here is using different platforms to see how the stock is doing. Now, when I say different platforms, I mean different websites, different ways to gain knowledge, or look at the news, or something that's going to help you improve and to be up to date with your stock. I will talk about that separately. But lastly, I have keeping a tab on the off market if your stock starts doing quote unquote good. So a lot of times people are like, oh, well, what is the off market? The off market can be searched on Safari if you're using Cash App. If you're 18 plus, Robinhood has a better feature to watch the off market. Now, on Cash App, guys, you can only make trades through 9:30 a.m. when the market opens, and when it closes at 4 p.m. All right. Now, the off market goes all the way to like 7 p.m., 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m., somewhere around there. You cannot make off market trades on Cash App. If you try to do that, it's going to push you away to next day, 9:30 a.m., when the stock market opens. Now, here's what I was saying. If Nvidia is down, let's say Nvidia was at 109, right? And I'm tapped in on the off market, and at 6 p.m. when it's off market, it goes up to 119. And you probably bought in at 109. So the first thing you want to do the next day when the market opens is try to see if you could sell it at 119, 118, sell it at that peak. Okay, that's why it is important to keep your head around the off market if your stock is doing good, because it could be a case where the market could end up right here, 107, 108, right, when we close at 4 p.m. But the next day when we open back up at 9:30 a.m., right, it's going to be up here somewhere, because it closed high in the off market, and it's probably only going to be here for like a little while, for like an hour, 30 minutes, and then it's going to drop back down. Right? So that's why it is important we look up GME stock, Nvidia stock, any type of stock you have owned, and just look up off market, right? After the stock closes on Cash App on 4 p.m. Right at 4 p.m. it's going to close, right? This graph is going to be done at 4 p.m. As you can see, after 4 p.m., look, guys, after 4 p.m., you don't get any type of data on the stock. It goes from 9:30 to 4 p.m. every single day, right? So why not go out of the way just for a little bit, look up on Safari, look up on any other platform you have to see what the stock is doing in the off market, right? And then I have when I talk about different platforms on the third bullet point, my bad, when I say using different platforms to see how your stock is doing. I'm talking about Finviz. I'm talking about Yahoo Finance. I'm talking about Bloom. These are platforms. It's very easy to navigate. In my opinion, Finviz is a great way to use your computer. If you have a computer, get on your computer. It's absolutely free. Finviz.com. You put the ticker in there, and you'll be able to see a bigger vision of your stock, right? That's a perfect way to get more tuned in and know what you're doing when you have big investments, right? And then Yahoo Finance, it's great for news. I know you guys have probably heard about it. CashApp does a pretty decent job at showing recent news about stocks, right? But you can go out of your way and look at Yahoo Finance. Let's say you got a day off from work, or you're just at home chilling. You can get on Yahoo Finance real quick, get more intel. The more intel you have, the more intel you have, the more information you're going to gain, and the more comfortable you're going to be when your stock is going up or down, right? And then lastly, I would recommend getting this app. It's called Bloom. It's very easy to navigate and great for beginners as well. This is something that I still use, because look at how simple Bloom looks, guys. This is a screenshot of GME on Bloom. This is from today. When was that? 2270. This looks like a little game. You know, that's the most best way to get started. If something looks as simple as this, follow, buy, 5-year gain, high, the risk level, this gives you a small data you can work with, right? And in a very simple form. Now, if you get on Webull, if you get on Robinhood, and there are a lot of numbers, a lot of options is just thrown at you at once, and you're just trying to just start your investing career, right? You're gonna be overwhelmed. You're gonna be like, I don't know what's going on. You're gonna be confused, right? And I can see that happening. And that's why number one thing is, when you start as a beginner, look for small ways like this to get better. Bloom is a great way. Look at the way you can look at the 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and this reminds me exactly of CashApp. That's why I say CashApp is a great way to get started, just because how simple it is, right? Now, these are some of the ways you can get better at investing, guys. Analyzing, looking at different perspectives, using different platforms, right? Looking at the off market. But none of this is going to apply to your skills if you are not consistent. At the top, you can see I wrote down consistency when investing. That's how to get better. That's the main thing right here, up here, consistency, right? If I'm just looking at my stock once every week, twice every week, not really researching on it, not looking at different perspectives, not going on a different app like Bloom or Finviz, and not taking at least 20 minutes out of my day to get better, right? Guys, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. You just not gonna get better if you're not consistent. You gotta be day in and day out with this, at least 20 minutes. Learn something new every day, and you will see big progress. You'll see how to day trade better. You'll see when other people start to talk about certain things, that's gonna expand your knowledge even more. Like today, like we talk about the off market and different platforms. We talk about the simplicity. We talk about how easy it is to just navigate on Bloom. And it kind of gives me the CashApp vibe, because you can follow different stocks on here too, and you can learn. There's the middle button right there says learn, so you can do way more than just watch a stock, right? Because what I do is usually I follow here, I look at that graph, I look at some of the news on there, and I play around with Bloom. And I did this more back in December and January when I just started out investing, and it was perfect. Like, and the more I did it, the more I understood it, right? And the more fun it became. It's not gonna be fun if you're losing $300-$400, but when you start learning, trust me, it's gonna get fun, right? So these are just some of the things I wanted to touch on, how to get better in investing on Cash App or investing on any platform, just being up to date with these things, paying attention on different platforms, being kind of tuned in with the off market. You know, it's little by little, and if you just stay consistent with it, you'll see great gains, you'll see some good profits. That is it for the video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Mr.BuyTheDip is out.